Welcome back and thank you for staying with us. Before the break, the judges concluded on who made it to the top 5. Now they have the grueling task of deciding on the order in which each contestant will be placed. Let's cross over and see how that's coming on.
The judges have spent some time deliberating and coming up with the last 5 out of the top 10. And at this point, I'm going to ask each of the judges to give me their list of 5, but this time it will be their list in ranking order. Okay, so their list in ranking order from the last 5 that we spoke about. I will start with Judge Regina. In ranking order, who's your top 5?
Top 5, number 1 is Daisy Diangamo, 2 Stephen Mvula, 3 Kenan Banda, 4 Tandiwe Ngulube, and 5 Mumba Mumba.
Okay, thank you. Judge Benjamin.
Okay, my rankings, the first goes to Daisy, the second one goes to Stephen, the third goes to Kenan, the fourth goes to Tandiwe, the fifth goes to Mumba Mumba.
Interesting. This is getting interesting. Judge Charles?
First is Kenan. Second is Stephen. Third is Daisy. Fourth, Tandiwe. And fifth, Mumba.
Okay, we the judges are consistent with 5 and 6. Judge Joe?
My first is Daisy. My second is Kenan. My third, close third, is Stephen. Fourth is Tandiwe. And fifth is Mumba.
Looks like fourth and fifth is almost a settled matter. Judge Francis?
Okay, my first is Daisy. My second is Kenan. My third is Stephen. My fourth is Mumba Mumba. And the last one, the top 5 is Tandiwe.
Okay, so in your ranking, you just swapped.
Yes.
You just swapped Tandiwe for Mumba.
For Mumba, that's correct.
Okay, so when I look at the list, 4 judges picked Daisy, and 1 judge picked Kenan as number 1. This is interesting. I think I'm going to throw it back to you judges again. We need one number 1. Daisy. Who had Kenan?
I did.
You had Kenan. Will you be sold?
No, I'm struggling. Daisy's obviously, in terms of case, presentation, operations, I think it's there. I think the reason that I felt that Kenan probably would go further with his bigger prize was that the capital that would be injected would give him that much more of a boost. I felt that Daisy's already got an operation, she's already got good cash flow. She would benefit from additional capital, but not to the same extent that Kenan could actually apply it and get that much more trajectory on his business. So I felt that if we're going to look at the two and almost discount some of the sort of components of the business cases that were presented, but in terms of actual value that prize money would give Kenan, I think would be significantly more than it could generate from Daisy. That's why I put him in number 1.
Judge Francis, what are your thoughts?
My thoughts are that while Kenan has an extremely good business proposal, which I do really like, my clear standout runaway winner was Daisy. It is properly thought through. Her current production is sold out. There's nothing left off. So whatever goes into that production plan is going to come out on the sales side. And what I hope to see is that there'll be additional benefits, Daisy paying extra taxes in the economy, employing more people, because she's on to a win-win case. So I still maintain that Daisy is my number 1.
Okay, so we've got 4 judges having selected Daisy, is that correct? That's right. And 1 judge. Okay, let me leave that hanging a little bit. And then we had Stephen Mvula coming number 2 with 2 judges, and Kenan with 2 judges. Stalemate.
He came with 3 judges, number 2.
Was it 3 judges?
Yeah.
Who was your choice?
Stephen.
Stephen?
Stephen.
Stephen?
Stephen.
Kenan.
Number
2.
I had Kenan, but looking at the numbers here, look, there's 3 in favor.
Stephen.
And this is a very decent bench of judges. I'm actually quite happy to be swayed on this one and give it to Stephen. Yeah.
Stephen,
Yeah.
okay.
I was very close.
Yeah. Okay.
It
Yeah.
could have gone either way.
Okay.
Yeah.
And the third one was Canaan? Was it Canaan?
Yeah.
Yes.
Kenan became third.
Canaan, yes.
Yeah.
And Judge Charles, you had Daisy on number 3.
I did.
Okay.
For the same reasons that you
Okay.
guys have got Canaan as number 3. But I think that, there's I agree with some of the points that have been made. I'm still sticking to my
Your list.
scoring there.
Okay. So based on the majority that picked Canaan, he would rank in third.
He was third on my list.
He was third on your list. And then fourth was Tandiwe.
Yes.
And then I think there was just one judge who had. Would you be persuaded?
Look, there's not much in between the two in terms of differences, and it was a very thin line. If you look at my scoring, they're pretty close to each other. So yes, I agree with the other judges.
Okay. I'm going to go back to number 1. It's a lot of money. So we have 4 judges picking Daisy, and we still have Charles. You sticking to your guns?
Well, I did more than stick to my guns. I'd like to sort of, petition the panel. I think that Judge Ben mentioned a lot of the times about the broader benefit, the sort of the employment creation, the sort of value add, the sort of extension of services, the sort of outgrowths and all the other things that are happening. And some of these presentations try to address and sort of bring in not just a little bit of a truck and a car and some food, but actually the whole chain of activities, that the sort of stream of events that could take place to support a robust proposal. And I think of all of them, I think Canaan's has the biggest opportunity of the most widespread impact in the broadest area, both from the consumer perspective in terms of health, in terms of the growing, in terms of the agricultural stimulation of that market, in terms of changing the sort of dietary requirements, moving from more the sort of promoting rice as a sort of an alternative, and the byproducts of that as well. And the environmental side, the sort of using the sort of husks to make briquettes. There's a massive sort of stream of activities that can happen. I think of all of the presentations that we saw today, I was probably most persuaded that his would have the broadest impact with the top prize.
I think what Judge Charles has pointed out was one of other things I said I was looking for in other presentations, and that is on the impact that something I would bring in. Yeah, and when I look at Kenan's presentation on reflection, yeah, clearly like where he is, he would be more impactful, and from making a difference in the community, it will be a lot more in the area where he is. I take absolutely nothing away from Daisy, and then also, particularly that this program is also around assisting startups. Then I do agree with Judge Charles that Daisy can probably stand on her own feet, and from an impact point of view, the bigger contribution would come from Canaan. So I am being persuaded around perhaps just switching the two.
Okay, Judge Joe.
Although interestingly, hasn't Stephen come second? But anyway,
It's going to be pushed down by this debate.
I completely agree with Charles. I just don't feel that Canaan is ready to implement. I think he needs a bit more time. I think he needs to do more research on how he's going to distribute and sell and his packaging, and he needs to raise more money. Yeah. This is a big project. I actually don't think 250 is going to do it. The danger of giving him not quite enough now is that he'll fall on his face. I think he's done. It's an amazing project. I think he needs to go away, raise more money to contribute to whatever he gets from here, and that will. He also needs some time to, I think, learn a bit more. But he wasn't really confident about the business side of things, and he actually said that in his business plan. He's got a bit more learning to do and a bit more planning to do. I think Daisy will implement tomorrow and do it successfully, and I think I agree it won't be such a wide footprint in terms of impact, but it will succeed.
Okay, so let me clarify this. So the number 1 position at this point will go to Canaan.
Yes.
The judges?
Yes.
Yes?
Agreed.
We've got 4 in favour and 1.
It's changed. It's swung. It's
I like the way she's looking at me.
I mean, are we just blowing in the wind here or what? Yeah,
Okay.
I agree, but I would really like to know that he's going to get a lot of support because he is really, in my belief, not ready to take on such a big task.
Okay.
So as long as he's get some hand holding on the way.
Okay. Now, it brings us to number 2 because Stephen had already gotten the majority as number 2. Does that mean Stephen must be pushed down, or Daisy must now go on to number 3 and Stephen maintains his second position?
It has not been an easy task, but the judges have finally come to a decision. Ladies and gentlemen, it's time to find out who has won the Nyamuka Zambia 2017 Game Plan Show.
Okay, so the judges have spoken. That was an interesting discussion, judges. Some interesting switches and changes there, but yeah, so we would like to present the top 5, Nyamuka Zambia 2017, and this is in ranking order, and I'm going to start with number 5. Number 5 gets a prize money of 125,000 kwacha, and that prize goes to Tandiwe Ngulube.
Tandiwe has a very good idea. It's not that innovative and unique. There are certainly food trucks around in Lusaka. She was in 5th place because we felt that her business actually doesn't need as much money as the top prize, and in fact in her business plan it showed that she only needed 110,000 to start rolling. So we felt that she would be able to start doing everything she had planned to do within the money for the 5th prize.
Number 4, with a prize money of 150,000 kwacha, the prize money goes to Mumba.
Mumba has already started his business. He has 5 clients and overall 400 on payrolls within those companies, 5 companies. And we feel he needs a leg up, but he doesn't need he doesn't need a lot of leg up. He has got it rolling. He needs to do some work on his business plan. His business plan is a bit ambitious at the moment, but this should give the leg up that he needs in order to get it to the scale he wants to for the next in the next 12 months.
With a prize money of 175,000 kwacha, prize money for 3rd place is Daisy Diangamo.
Daisy dropped from 1st place down to 3rd, and we debate about it a long time. Daisy's pitch was fantastic and her business plan is fantastic. She already has a very stable business from which she is going to launch this new product. And we felt that in the end, there wasn't the level of innovation we were looking for, and that her footprint wasn't going to end up as a wide footprint. It would be a successful business, and actually she's going to make a success of it anyway. So we felt that she will thrive at 3rd place.
Number 2 slot goes to Stephen Vola with a prize money of 200,000 kwacha.
Yes, Stephen was actually voted in 2nd place right from the beginning, and we decided to keep him there. We feel that his product will have a massive impact on many, many Zambians, small-scale farmers across the country, and we really want to see that product out there. We want to see him succeed. We did feel that he needed assistance, and he still needs to do some networking to work out how he's going to scale it up and distribute, but we want to see his very innovative product out in the marketplace.
And the number 1 spot goes to Canaan Banda. Prize money 250,000 kwacha.
Because in the end, Canaan became first in the end because he had a number of factors. He was in an area that had low economic development. He was going to scale up quite quickly. He would be impacting many lives. He would be using the rice product and providing lots of byproducts from his rice. Again, he needs a support to get this going. I particularly felt that he wasn't really ready to be running from day one, but I think with good support, his business could get to export level within 3 years, and it would have an impact on many lives in an area that is underdeveloped.
There you go. The judges have spoken. Nyamuka Zambia 2017.
Well, it has been another exciting season when it comes to the 2017 Nyamuka Game Plan Show. But of course, congratulations to our winner as well. Even more exciting times ahead for them. Well, definitely stay inspired until next season. We wish you all the best and a profitable future. To all our contestants, congratulations. And this is me, Chim Sumuko, signing off for the Nyamuka Zambia Game Plan Show 2017. Take care.
Nyamuka Zambia.
The Game Plan Show, brought to you by Nyamuka Zambia and partner sponsors.